Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Mark Twain and me. Yeah, that's grammatically correct, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anyway, this is a 1991 film. It's a TV movie, actually, from Disney. I think it's, yeah, Disney. It's a TV movie, if nothing else. It's not something that was in the theaters. It's from 1991. It's an hour and 33 minutes long, and it's a biographical story of Mark Twain's final years, actually, where he befriended an 11-year-old girl. Innocently enough, a story like that today wouldn't necessarily go the same direction, I imagine. But in this case, yes, while taking a trip back from England, where he was given an honor at Oxford University, he was met by a fan, a girl, 11 years old. Her name was Dorothy Quick, and played by Amy Stewart, and she read most of his books, and she recognized him immediately, and while on the ship, they started to become friends and started spending time together, especially as he was trying to avoid some of his more zealous fans, a woman's book club and things like that. If you know who Mark Twain is, Samuel Clemens, the writer, he's an iconic American writer who's responsible for Huckleberry Finn and so many others. But Tom Sawyer and so many other adventures in the early 1900s. It takes place in 1908, by the way. The reason why he's suddenly drawn to spending time with an 11-year-old girl, even making her his manager while on the ship, the long ship ride across the Atlantic, is one, to amuse himself, because he's just a peculiar, eccentric guy, and also because early on they make it very clear that he's kind of missed out on the childhoods of his own daughters. At this point in his life, he's already lost his wife and one of his daughters, and he has another daughter named Jean, who still is around, but she knows she was never his favorite. Like, it's kind of a cruel tension between the two of them, in a sense, especially when he brings home this 11-year-old girl. He doesn't bring her home to him, but he has her come visit him in I assume New York, I think. I'm not sure where I don't remember where they said he lived. She lives in Brooklyn, so it's apparently a 3-hour drive by old-timey car into the city. I can't remember where he lived, but somebody out there probably knows better than I would. Of course, the daughter, who's a grown-up woman, not married, doesn't have kids, she feels like she's a disappointment, and she's a little bit jealous of this little girl who is suddenly the center of his universe, it seems. He dotes on her, and he teaches, he sort of mentors her in writing and things like that. And it allows him to really express himself in ways that he doesn't necessarily get to do, and he kind of regrets missing out on with his actual children. Does not go unnoticed. But yeah, she's given. Dorothy Quick in real life did eventually grow up to be a writer and write some of her own things. And of course, there's actually a biographer traveling with Mark Twain at this time, who is probably likely to have contributed a lot to this history that inspired this film. But yeah, it's so, and also whatever she wrote. I mentioned she wrote some things about her experiences over the years, including the last time she sees him. So it's very much a drama, even though Mark Twain is very much a humorist, a funny man. It kind of, for a time, deals with his celebrity. I don't think I fully understood the level of his celebrity around the world. I'm trying to think of an equivalent in modern times as to who he was. He always has something to say. It's usually humorous. It's usually very quotable. And it's the kind of thing that made him beloved around the world, but not without his critics. So yeah, it's pretty much anybody who is, God, well, if I say anybody, it's going to sound like completely pretentious, or it's going to sound completely not on the same level. But when it comes to celebrities, when writers who write books could be celebrities and not just people who look at themselves on TikTok, when writers could become celebrities, well, he was the biggest of his time. So yeah, you kind of get to see who he was as a man, and I imagine this is fairly glossed over. It's not exactly probably an exact depiction of the man, but you know, there's no shortage of information out there. So if you feel maybe this was a little bit BS, it's a little bit shiny, happy, then go read a book. Go look at other films, other documentaries. There's probably boatloads of them. So, but yeah, this is just a sweet tale of a girl who finds her hero, her favorite writer, and somehow becomes a humongous part of her life. And you get to see how their relationship works out. And yeah, it's a nice, sweet drama. I think it felt like a half an hour too long, maybe. But it's not like it's a drama, so you're not going to get a whole lot of stuff unless you're really into the history of that era and you're a fan of Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens, and or Dorothy Quick. So you can kind of enjoy that kind of understanding of what that era was like. Yeah, there you go. Jason Robards, by the way, plays Samuel Clemens' Mark Twain, and Talia Shire plays his daughter, Jean. So yeah, it's some pretty well known faces in the important roles. But yeah, if you're interested in this era or this character, this person, in a biography of Mark Twain, this will grab your interest. If not, it's going to be kind of slow for a lot of people. It doesn't feel educational, but you kind of get an idea. Let's just say when it comes to censorship, there's a great play. There's a great way in how he deals with it. At one point, one of his books is censored, is banned at the children's library, and this upsets Dorothy greatly. And when she has the opportunity to bring the famous author to the library, well, he handles it in a very humorous and interesting way. So it's worthwhile checking it out for that. So yeah, let's pick tomorrow's episode.
483.
483. 483. Is that in the thes? It is. Man, I'm getting this down. Holy cow. Okay. We have had 4 movies in a row, and this has been, I like it when it mixes it up with shorts and TV episodes or a short documentary that's like 45 minutes or so, and then a movie, like just sort of mixing it up. We've had 4 movies in a row, 3 of which I'd never seen before. I mean, Deadpool I saw, but 3 I didn't see before, and now we have a 5th movie in a row based on something I have seen before, but not this version. This is the 2019 version of The Lion King. Yes, I have not seen it. I think this is Jon Favreau directed this, the guy who did Iron Man and such, and The Mandalorian. So we get this live action where it's all CGI animals for the most part. I guess because I don't think there's any humans in this movie, but they're all very human-like. So it's not fully cartoonish. It looks like live action-ish. So, like, I have to explain that to Disney fans. Okay, this is the 2019 The Lion King on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.